You remember they're changing my voice. I am not gay. This video is about why it's no brain choice, a no brain decision, an obvious decision to stop persecuting me, to compensate me, and to scramble to try to do me justice to the best of their ability so they can minimize the damage on themselves and their offspring and the disgrace that they have brought upon themselves and their families, their forefathers and mothers, etc. Before I even begin, remember that every second about 2 people die on average. Okay, so people all the time, are dying. And that is a key part of why not to be immoral. Life is short. People are dying all the time. People who people are related to are dying all the time. Okay. Number 1. This is the one and only time in the history of the universe that the top martial artist ever possible will be here. This is the only time in the history of the universe that the top martial artist ever possible, due to tech, breeding, and ill-gotten gains and cheating, they made it so no one could ever naturally, therefore never truly be the top martial artist. There's some kind of fool hooked to a machine, some kind of privileged coward, some kind of fools using performance-enhancing drugs. It doesn't matter who it is. After him, God, even what seems to be the closest thing to worthy, after him, God is extremely unworthy and disqualified. And they've done that by preventing me from having a valid successor because they chose to shun me and rebel and calculate the theft. So they end up stealing butt, dust, and wind. This is the one and only time in the history of the universe. Think of how long it took the universe to form, how long it took the world to form, how long it took human beings to form, how long they've been here, hundreds of thousands of years. And this is the only time that the top martial arts ever possible will be here. It's a no-brainer that how you treat me defines who you are, defines your offspring, defines your ancestors, defines your DNA, defines your cultures, defines your worth and your offspring's worth. It's a no-brain choice and decision to not persecute me and to treat me fairly and to try to do me justice to the best of their ability and to compensate me. Point number 2. People inherently know that martial arts and religion peak with a certain type of black African. Martin Luther King Jr. Day sheds light on this. Why does he have his own day? How many days do we celebrate like Martin Luther King Day? It is the day that transcends all the other days of the year, even Christmas, because Christmas is about some kind of fairy, fat, foolish old man that we do not believe is right with God. In fact, Santa is Satan scrambled. We don't think there's some guy like that in the church, perhaps with a different shape, is the pinnacle of human existence. We think the martial artist from Martin Luther King's tribe is inherently. We don't necessarily use those words, but we say that type. For example, do we need to explain in great detail the difference between Pee Wee Herman, okay, and, somebody who's more regular, more handsome? No. We inherently know right away. So there's no point in for another group of people to try to pretend they're ideal. It's stupid. They're making a complete fool of themselves. And a lot of times they use He-Man, G.I. Joe, Captain America, propaganda. It is stupid. Their golden boys are played out to the extreme. People have seen through it for a long, long time. Point number 3. There are around 54 million millionaires and billionaires or so in the world. Heck, 22.5 million of them are in America alone. So why does it matter if another powerful person emerges and saying, well, we don't want this guy to have any power because of our social clubs? We'll get to that momentarily. You're splitting power with 54 million millionaires and billionaires in the world. You don't think that maybe that's a retarded reason? That's far more people than there are in Israel. That's more people than a lot of Western countries have in them. That's a lot of people that split power in this world. It is retarded for you to think that, hey, we got to prevent people who are different than us, who aren't from our crypto family lines or whoever's doing it, from being rich and powerful. That is one stupid, immature, pathetic, pitiful, sorry reason for the lowest forms of life to cling on to fanatically like crazed pedophile serial killers or something. It is pathetic. I promise you, pathetic. If we took a vote on that in the world and we put it just like that, how many people you think wouldn't agree with me? The vast majority would quickly realize that I'm right. Point number 4. There is no honor among thieves. That's a famous Western saying. There is no honor among thieves. So why would they pretend that they're mere protocols, customs, traditions, and human rules are sacred? Mere protocols, mere customs, mere traditions, and mere human rules for those who are organized thieves. It was also in the West where communism emerged. And they said that they exploit the workforce. And ever since Marx and them had made that argument, and since people were making that argument, there has never been a viable counter-argument. Corporate greed, the top 1%, the right wing themselves believes that the rich aren't paying their fair share of taxes. So the rich, the governing class, they are nothing but mere thieves. Therefore, there's no honor. Therefore, their customs and protocols and traditions and human rules are void of honor. So what kind of an idiot would be like, that's the reason why we're betraying our offspring? It's insane. It's pitiful. Point number 5. How they treat me reflects the degree of contempt they have for their offspring. If not, why get married with a preacher or priest? If morals don't matter, and God and the bigger picture don't matter, then why do you get married to a preacher and priest? What need is it filling? Why do so many people spend so much money on marriages? Why spend so much money on it if it doesn't matter? Why do people try to teach their kids right from wrong to a certain degree? Why spank them over anything if it doesn't matter? Why all the religions in the world and all the martial arts schools that talk about character? Why do people spend so much money on funerals? Okay? Because how you treat the most righteous person ever affects your offspring to the extreme, the domino effect. Like father, like son. No bad tree can bear good fruit. There's so many sayings and reasons that I'm right. I don't know where to start. Point number 6. The Bible is the most popular book in the world, and it says, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And it says in it that this sums up the law and the prophets. That's the whole book. Right there. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do unto your offspring as you would have them do unto you. Do unto the Son of God, who's the top martial artist, as you would have God do unto your son and your offspring. As you treated me unfairly and prevented me from having offspring, you cut any offspring I would have off from God. And so it will happen to your offspring. It is unavoidable now. But now how much else did you fuck? How much further than that did you screw up their lives? Also, how many people talk about karma? And how many say what goes around comes around? How stupid is it to symbolically and otherwise hate your offspring where it matters most by persecuting me and mocking God and I? Very, very, very foolish. Point number 7. They do not allow for the possibility of their offspring choosing morality or to be sane. So they don't allow for their offspring to possibly be moral or sane in the future. Technology, cheating. Even the word tech is C-H-E-T, Scrabble, which can have the sound of cheat. Cheat, right? Tech and cheat. It's unnatural. It's cheating. Tech, cheating, breeding, and generational ill-gotten gains have ruined it. They did not even allow for the possibility of their offspring to one day say, hey, you know what? Their forefathers were wrong, like they said about slavery or something, and they want to be moral or sane. They cut them off from that. Now it's how much more did they do to them? And that depends on how they treat me.